this righteous pride. In this one big voice, it's our time. Generation fighters take the stand. From shore to shore, we reclaim the land. Grit and glory in every strand. In Jersey Shore, we make our stand.
Welcome to the Jersey Shore podcast with host Damon Galdo on WVLT Cruisin 92.1. We'll take your calls at 856-696-0092.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Jersey Shore radio show. That's SURE, because we are always sure. Brought to you by the Great America's Pulse Network. I'm your host, Damon Galdo, sitting here with my co-host, Peter Sykes, candidate for Assembly LD6. How you doing today, Pete?
I'm doing great, Damon. How are you, my friend?
Pretty good for Thursday. It's hot out there.
Oh, my God, it's too hot.
Yeah, the good thing is my building, building over in Lindenwold, we just got the rooftop units fired up today, so we had air conditioning for like the second half of the day. It was great.
There you go. I used to love that part of the job.
So before we get started here, let's go into this monologue. I want to talk about the soullessness of the Democrats. You just unplugged me. I can't hear. So sorry, Pete's messing me up here. So the soullessness of the Democrats. You know, I sit here today not as a partisan warrior, but as an American, heartbroken by what I see happening to this country. The Democratic Party is not the party of your parents or grandparents. It's no longer the party of the working class. It's become a machine, a cold, soulless machine, driven not by ideas, not by values, but by raw power and division. What policies do they offer? What vision do they have for your children, for your future, for this great republic? None. They survive on schemes, not solutions. They don't lead, they manipulate. Divide and conquer, that's the strategy. Pit race against race, class against class, citizen against citizen. Why? Because they know a fractured nation is easier to control. They throw money around like it's monopoly cash, trillions here, trillions there, blowing out spending with no accountability, pushing socialist and even outright communist policies that have failed everywhere they've ever been tried. But they don't care, because it won't affect them. No, these elites, these Beltway aristocrats will still live behind their gated communities, protected by armed security, untouched by the chaos they create. Because socialism doesn't hurt the ruling class, it empowers it. It destroys the middle class, wipes out freedom, and leaves you dependent. And that's exactly the point. They want dependency, not liberty. They want obedience, not opportunity. And to maintain power, they will do anything. Lie? That's child's play. Cheat, standard operating procedure. Smear their opponents every election. They'll jail political rivals, bankrupt them, destroy their families, and never blink an eye. Why? Because in their minds, the ends justify the means. Power at any cost. They disgraced the highest office in the land by hiding the fact that the president of the United States was not fit to lead. That's not just political malpractice. That's national endangerment. That's treasonous negligence. They knew it. They knew it and hid it from the American people. Why? To hold power just for a little longer. And in doing so, they risked everything. Your economic security, your national safety, your freedoms, your children's future, just to protect their grip on a corrupt system. That's not leadership. That's tyranny with a smile. That is the soul of the modern Democratic Party, if you can even call it a soul anymore. But I believe in the American people. I believe in truth, and I believe there are millions of us who still remember what it means to love this country, to defend liberty, and to stand against evil no matter how polished its disguise. We will not be silent, we will not be broken, and we will not surrender this nation to those who wouldn't see it fail, just so they can stay in power a little longer, not on my watch. So that's my monologue for today, and it kind of got me fired up with the Democrats.
Got me fired up, buddy. Let's go.
I was thinking about it, though. The whole Epstein thing, going back and forth. Not to dive deep into it again. I mean, it is what it is at this moment. But when they went in front of Congress and now the Democrats calling for the files now. They weren't at all before. They had it for years, the information for years. They didn't release it. They didn't care about it. They didn't even care about it before they realized that it was dividing Trump's MAGA base.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say that Trump screwed up and his team screwed up by the way they presented it. We can get into that if you want. But the thing is, that's when they saw an opportunity. That's why they're calling for the files. And the thing is, the only reason why they're calling for it is because they know it can't be released. Now, in either a couple of reasons it can't be released. It doesn't exist. They don't have it, or And they don't have it. And the only thing they have is the child pornography stuff, the hours and hours of it that they said they had. And they know they're not going to release that. Or they can't release it because they made a decision not to for whatever reason that might be. That we might never know. We'll see. But either way, they know they can't release it. So they jumped on it like they cared about it. They don't care about it. They really don't. They had it for that long. And now they use it as a political tool to divide people even more. And it's just soulless to me.
Well, they definitely want to keep us all divided, man, because if we all stand up, the game is over. We've all seen the memes, you know. Ro Khanna, right, Democrat, apparently was on Timcast, came out, and he's the one that pushed forth the first version of the bill, all right, the one that failed, right? You said 211 to 210.
Yeah.
Okay, and apparently he went on the show and was talking, and they brought to light that, hey, listen, you know, a lot of this stuff is just, you know, child solicitation material that we don't necessarily want to release, and the way that you have it written is how it's going to come out. So apparently he's going to be trying to reintroduce the bill. I don't know if he's done it yet or not. You know, to remove all the graphic images, you know, but release the rest of the information. So look, listen, a lot of the Republican base wanted to see this for years now. All right, a lot of the American people wanted to see this for years. Democrats are just now late to the party. But because they see it fracturing the MAGA base, they're you know, willing to get vocal about it. You know, I personally think that if you go ahead and release the material that they have, you're going to find a lot of Democrats on there, which is why you don't go ahead and you don't see, you know, the big call for it. But now since the Democratic base is calling for it, I don't know, man. I'd like to see what's going on over there. Like you said, maybe they don't have it. I can't imagine they have everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, and they went ahead and said, Trump is on it, Trump is on it. Elon sparked it off.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when you started to see the Democrat base jumping on it. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. Like I said, I think there's a lot of powerful people, you know, that they have dirt on. You know, I don't necessarily know if it's in a list, right? Like everybody says, oh, show us the list. I don't know if you're going to say it like that. But I definitely think that there's videotapes of you know, people in incriminating situations.
Yeah, there very well might be. But my point of that was they're acting like they care.
Yeah.
And you damn well know they don't.
They just want to stop Trump. I mean, the media has perverted the minds of the majority of the Democrats to Trump is Hitler, Trump is evil, Trump is a bigot, Trump is everything, you know, nasty in the world, you know, and because of that, we must stop him at any cost.
Yeah, I know. And that's my point about the difference between, I'm going to say Republicans, Democrats, common sense, no common sense, is Republicans were calling for it. They wanted to know because it was an evil thing that happened, and we want to know because we want to eradicate evil.
Yep.
Democrats would care less about it until they saw it as a political opportunity to divide even more. When they saw Republicans upset that they weren't finding out who the bad actors were and all that stuff, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to use this to divide people even more because they never even cared to begin with.
You know, that's one of the things, right? It's like our side must win at all costs. It's all about our side, our side, our side. You know, for the majority of Republicans, we just want a better future. And right now, the way that everything is set up, right, the way that the power structure is, the way that the laws just keep swinging one direction, you know, what kind of future are our children going to have? That's the majority of Republicans today.
Yeah.
You know, not to mention the fact that we just can't afford to live because the price of everything goes up. I mean, you know, they printed so much money to just give away to everybody else. You know, that you know, unfortunately now our prospects don't look very grand, and we need to try to build that back.
Yeah, and the thing is, just look at their track record, not caring. Like a wide open border, just letting all these people come in. They didn't care what crimes they committed. They didn't care about the women and children that were being murdered by these illegal criminals. And not everyone legal is a criminal, I know that. But I'm just saying they didn't care about those people coming in. They didn't care about how hard it was going to hurt people with, you know, our taxpayer dollars going to pay to put them in 5-star hotels and meals and stuff.
Still don't get it.
Yeah, and they still keep fighting it. I mean,
they still don't get it. We have enough land here. We have enough. We can give to everybody. Well, then what are we going to have?
but the point is, they're not giving up anything.
Well, you're not wrong.
They're all getting rich off of it, and then they don't care. They don't care about destroying the middle class. That's what socialism does. Communism does. It's and the elites don't get touched. That's why I wrote it that way, because they're still behind their gated community. They're not affected by these riots or anything else.
And they have all the money that they can possibly need that they can deal with anything. It's the middle class that's fronting the bill for all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and we're the ones getting hemmed up. Now we can't afford houses. Look at our young people, you know, coming up. Can't afford houses. Housing prices are through the roof.
And that's why I try to explain to people that are common sense Democrats, like Reagan Democrats. You know what I mean? And I try to explain to them, like, well, look at it. You know, I used to be a Democrat too. You know, you thought they were for the working class. Maybe they were back in the day. I don't know. I was younger. You know, but they definitely aren't now. I'll tell you that. And they're destroying the middle class. And you look at what the Republicans are doing right now. I mean, with Trump, with the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, you know, no tax on Social Security. Like he's doing things for people. It's not like
He's trying to at least. I mean, you know, listen, it's not the way that he would have liked it. I don't think. You know, you got to make concessions and things like that. But no, he's definitely out there trying.
Yeah,
which is more than I've seen from anybody else.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the difference. And I was looking at the stock market today, looking at like crypto, because they're trying to push this crypto bill through too.
Yeah, crypto hit all-time highs.
Yeah, and it's going up. Stock, that means money is being made. People are happier. Things are cheaper. They passed the big beautiful bill. I didn't agree with everything was in it, you know, of course, but at the same time, all the money that he has coming in here from other countries investing in our country, billions of dollars. I think it's something like $2 trillion. We have other countries investing in the factory for like NVIDIA, you know, for the semiconductor chips, you know, because they stay ahead of China. And then he passed to where we're allowed to sell them to China because we're going to sell them to them. We're not buying them from them. We're going to be the number one maker of them, and people are going to buy from us. That's the whole point.
I think Apple, right? Is it Apple just put a big
yeah, Apple too. Yeah,
500 billion.
500 billion.
Yeah. You know, look, he's got companies committing to try to rebuild America, and that's exactly what we need here. We need to bring jobs back. We need to bring the opportunity for wealth back. You know, as opposed to just hiking up the minimum wage, which drives the cost of prices on everything else up through the roof, and then eliminates jobs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then or let 10 million people into the country that are going to work for a cheaper wage and not even work when they come here and waste billions of dollars just to keep them here.
Do you know what really gets me on that one? So you know what really gets me on that one is the Democrats, right? They say, "Oh, we're for the people, the immigrants. They're coming here." Do you really want like people coming here to make slave wages? I can't even speak right now. I'm sorry, but very cheap wages, right? Suppressed wages, while everybody else is, you know. I don't understand how if you're a humanitarian, you know, that's a fair gig to you.
No, but they were all good with when they raided that marijuana farm and they found
all the kids out there.
The kids out there, child labor, and they were illegal, unaccompanied too. So they were unaccompanied minors, and they were illegal, and they were child labor. Mm-hmm. They were okay with that.
Yeah.
Look, they're getting rid of them. What's child labor? You're okay with that? You know, apparently they are. Apparently Gavin Newsom is. You know why? Because that company that owned that farm, they donated to his campaign.
There you go. It's funny.
Yeah.
And let us do whatever we want. We'll give you a couple dollars. Okay.
Yeah. So, leave them alone or get me elected. It's fine. We don't care. Just give them all the money they want so they can vote for me. I mean, it's unbelievable. They don't care about the American people. I mean, that's why the America First agenda is so important. And it doesn't just have to be like Trump's. I mean, it's just a way. It should be like the America First is a thing. It's not a bad thing. And everyone demonizes MAGA. Well, okay, so Trump came up with it, but it means make America great again. I don't think
it's so funny, man.
Anything wrong with that?
Have you heard these people say, "Oh my God, MAGA, Trump, they're the forest to the right that you can go"? It's like, brother, moderates. What are you talking about? Like, I just, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I know it is. And then you look at Zohran Mamdani in New York, and I don't know, that city's going to burn if he gets elected.
Well, he just came out and said he hasn't worked since January, and once I deplete my savings, my family will pay for me. Oh, okay, so you got it like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's the model that you want to implement for the rest of New York, who, you know, not everybody has family that's loaded like that.
Yeah, Pete, you're running for office, right?
Yeah.
You still working every day?
Every day. Well, not every day.
Well, you know what I mean.
Between campaigning and trying to focus on that and my real job, yes.
Yeah.
Working every day.
But you're still working a normal job.
Yep.
And you're campaigning and running for office. Okay. So, but he's depleting his trust fund savings, and his parents will refill it, so he's not worried about it.
There you go. See, man, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. See, that's a problem with the elites. You know, they think they know everything. They never work for anything in their life. And he says, "Oh, well, money will be given to me if I run out of money." And that's what he's telling all the people who vote for him. Don't worry, money will never run out because I'll be able to give it to you. How are you going to give it to them? I'm going to take it from everybody else and give it to you. I was like, no, it doesn't work that way. That's why socialism doesn't work.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. 'Cause, you know, listen, there was that experiment, right? I think this lady in college, they had a college professor, and she started off saying, "Okay, guys, we're going to demonstrate communism." All right. So the first quarter or whatever, everybody's taking a class, and a couple kids are studying real hard, doing all the work. They should be getting A's, but okay, the group got a C. All right. Well, they realize, well, if I'm not going to get the A because nobody else is putting in the effort, I'm not going to put in the effort either. By the end of the class, everybody was failing.
Yeah.
Because that's it, man. If there's no, incentive to do good, and there's no penalty for doing bad, nobody's going to do good.
Yeah, you're not driven by anything. You'll never innovate, you'll never build, you'll just be stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And then you'll never go anywhere. And the stagnant society will die.
I'll tell you, did you ever see the stonework that they used to produce, like ancient civilization? Even here, man, back in like the 1800s, some of these buildings in New York or these other places, the intricacies and the stonework and, maybe the gargoyles on top or whatever it is, we don't see nothing like that anymore.
No, not at all. And
everything is quote unquote modernized, but where's the beauty in it?
Well, hey, that was still on that list, a communist list.
See, there you go.
Remove artwork.
All roads go back to communism. You see how that works?
It was in that communist. What was it? I forget how many. Where it was like
42 or
40,
something.
yeah, 42. How to destroy America from within, the communist agenda, and that was one of them.
We're watching about 20 of those things take place right now before our very eyes, and that was put out what 1963.
Yeah, we got to bring that back in, or I can look it up or whatever. We got to do another show on that and break that down again because it's been a while since we talked about it.
Yeah, I think that we should be talking about that every day. I mean, people need to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, whoever's running against Mandani, should be Eric Adams and I don't like him. I don't like anyone that run on the Democrat side over there.
Look,
but I'm just saying, I would use it.
Eric Adams, I think, is an independent now, right? And now Cuomo's talking about running as an independent again as well.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you just lost. What are you doing? Like, it's not a smart play.
Yeah. Well, I think they said only about 15% of voters came out for the primary, so that's why they're thinking him will win.
Regardless, you got one independent, you got one Democrat. I mean, they should have a Republican, but it's New York. I don't think they do. But why are you gonna split the independent vote?
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking over there. I mean, again, there's no common sense in New York. It was the greatest city in the world.
It was just a shame to watch that just destroy itself.
I never liked it because I was from Philly. It was always a big rivalry, but but I'll admit it was the greatest city in the world. It was. I mean, John Lennon said, they called it Rome, of the United States.
Personally, I'm not a fan of any cities. Like that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I'm not anymore either. I don't live in one anymore. Yeah, when I go back to a city, I'm like, man, I grew up here. How did I do that?
Yeah,
I like space.
I mean, it's no matter what you do, you really can't clean up a city.
No, not really. Not really.
Especially when it's under Democrat control for 50 years. I mean, that's definitely not going to happen.
No, it will not. And the ideas they have are just, they're just so bad, and so bad. They can't even figure out, I think they finally did in Philly, but they were on strike, collecting the trash for like well over a month. Mm. And trash was piling up everywhere. It was disgusting. I went over to my buddy's house and see him, and there was just flies everywhere because there was so many maggots from all the trash. They couldn't do anything with the trash.
I wonder if they have a crap app out in New York yet, like California, right? Where's that? San Francisco has the crap app.
Oh yeah.
Outlines all the places the human feces is just lying in the street. I mean, come on, man, what are we doing?
That is sad, man. When it gets to that, it really is.
Yeah, I don't like cities. That don't mean that I want to see them, go down the toilet. Literally. I mean, that's a problem.
And they will. I mean, this guy Madani gets in. He wants to nationalize grocery stores. Well, he wants to start it in New York
Did you
City.
see the X feeds where they're actually charging people to enter the store now?
No, I did not see that.
Oh, yeah, man. I saw somebody had a video on that. I don't know. We'll have to go back and verify. We're not Jersey Shore on that at the current moment. But I saw a video on that on X where, this dude said he's from Texas or something, and he's walking up, and he actually had to pay like a little meter to get into the store.
So, like, even if he wanted to just go around and see what they were selling, he had to pay to even see.
Yep. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know the particulars. I saw that.
Why is that? What? Because they want to deter people that are going to come in and steal? If you're going to steal from us, they make you pay.
Probably because they want government-backed grocery stores. You got to pay to get in.
Yeah.
How else are they going to make their money?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It really is. I don't know what it's coming down to. I hope and I believe that people will wake up, and they have. You know, the were talking about it and they see it. But here in New Jersey, I really hope they do. I hope Jack Ciattarelli gets elected. We can't have Mikey Sherrill be governor. That's why you and Jack Brangan need to be elected, and all the other candidates that run the Republican. People need to get out to vote, man. This is a very, very important. We're making strides right now, but
sign up for mail-in ballots. I mean, that is the easiest, most surefire way to collect the votes. Everybody you know, all your friends and family, get them to sign up for mail-in ballots. Get it done 3 weeks ahead of time, and then you don't have to worry about it. You know, once again, 50,000 to 15,000 Republicans. I mean, it's not a good look.
So, yeah, so I want to, I mean, this is the people that the Democrats elect. And I'm sorry, I'm going to put you through a couple seconds of this real quick. This is Hank Johnson. Hank Johnson, I'm not even going to do the song that he wrote because I'm not going to waste your time on that. You can look at yourself. Let Hank Johnson Dreamsicle. You want to search it yourself. He wrote something about Epstein, and it's cringeworthy. And I'm not going to kill you with this, but this is Hank Johnson at a congressional hearing, right here.
Well, he's working on it.
Here.
I don't have the exact dimensions, but to your point, sir, I think Guam is a small island. Very small island and about 24 miles, if I recall, long. So 24 miles long, about 7 miles wide at the least widest place on the island, and about 12 miles wide on the widest part of the island. And I don't know how many square miles that is. Do you happen to know? I don't have that figure with me, sir. I can certainly supply it to you if you'd like. Yeah, my fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize. We don't anticipate that.
I've never heard of an island flipping over. I mean, I've never investigated that particular issue.
Yeah, I don't know, but he was serious. I mean, for number one, I aged like 2 years just for him to get it out of his mouth because he talks so slow. And then he's, I don't know how many square miles it is. Well, it's length times width, buddy. That's how you get to the square miles. Okay,
He ain't doing no math on the fly license.
I know, but still. And then he goes, he's afraid the island's going to capsize because there's too many people on it.
And I've never heard of such a thing.
And
I've lived on islands.
Yeah,
I've never heard of such a things.
So but that. I mean, I only brought that up. That was a little while ago, but I only brought it up because of the Dreamsicle thing. You didn't. You guys want to look that up? Look it up yourself. But I'm not going to put you through that on the radio show. Sorry, I even put you through that. But that's who they elect. I mean, they're like, who? You've been giving speeches. You've been talking to people. You're running for office. If you talk like him, and people voted for you, I would feel bad for them. I would say, you know what? I'm sorry.
Well, listen. What if I was the only one running on said ticket and I was talking like that, though? You know what I mean? It's you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, they move.
And unfortunately, a lot of people are vote blue no matter who.
Yeah, man.
And that's the mindset that we have to get people out of, and like listen to people's ideas, right? Listen to what it is they have to say. Are they genuine? Are they honest? Are they sincere? And it's just it's a rough situation, man. But yeah, that right there, islands capsizing. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I would like to see it. I mean, I guess it's a big concern.
Now I want to just put as many people on Guam as we can and see if it flips over.
Yeah, let's put it to the test. I will.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. I mean, when you hear like AOC speak, and Elizabeth Warren, and it's like, oh my God, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, they can't even back it up. It's and nobody.
But the media will back it up for them.
Yeah, I know.
The media will back it up for them, and they'll blame everything on Trump and everything on MAGA and Republicans, and it's all their fault.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what it is; it's their fault. It's a shame. It's a shame that we find ourselves in this tribalism time. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You always think like an elected official is, well, they should be a leader. Somebody that you would trust to lead you. Somebody that maybe knows a little bit more about a situation than you because you're in a different field or something. But to say, okay, well, I want him to be a politician. He could probably pass some good laws and legislation. Because I'm not in that field. I do something else. So I like what this guy has to say. But how do you? I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, I'm in nursing. I was in mental health nursing for a long time.
Well, he might need you soon.
He very well might. A lot of people, unfortunately, do nowadays. And is they immediately want to put people on, psych medication and all this other stuff. It's like, guys, stay off of that. It turns you into a zombie. Like you don't necessarily want to go that route. Try therapy first, and not even doesn't have to be therapy. Just have somebody to talk to. Have somebody to expound your mind. Right? It makes you think of something in a different way. That's a changing perspective. Seeing things in a different light. That's how you got to go about doing it.
Yeah, no, I hear you there, but I don't know. Would you be able to have a conversation with that guy?
I mean, I don't know, man. I might fall asleep.
Exactly. What?
I mean, that's a problem. You got to be a little bit of engaging and energetic, and you got to have some personality about you.
At least have a pulse.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Biden got elected, so they elected a dead guy.
Well, once again, that was propped up. It's all about, who do you got? Oh, we got Biden. We can give him all these uppers and get him going, and he'll spat out some coherent things sometimes. We'll just hide him in the basement the rest of the time.
Yeah, that's another thing. Back to the original point about the soulless Democratic Party. And I mentioned the monologue about hiding, the president, and that he had the cognitive, decline and all that stuff. I mean, everyone knew it, but I brought up on the Pulse last night on the podcast. Was it worse than Watergate? Some people say yes, some people say no. They didn't think so, but I believe it definitely was. I mean, yeah, people in Watergate, they died over, but
I heard Seth's take on it, and no, he doesn't think it's worse than Watergate. Listen, yes, scandal, president. It was before a lot of the internet and a lot of things. How much damage was really done. It came out, right? I mean, they. The Biden stuff, man, that was 4 years of just, oh my God, what was he doing? They were literally trying to destruct the USA from within.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised we didn't get invaded.
Well, we did.
Well, yeah, we did, and wide open borders.
But I mean, 10 to 20 million illegal immigrants, most of them military-age males.
Yeah,
and I've heard the argument, oh, well, who else are you going to send to work? Well, look, Philippines, they send their women to work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, just thinking about Biden, I mean, we had the Chinese buying up a lot of farmland. You had the Chinese spy balloon Biden looking at the sky. Oh, I like balloons. Look, don't shoot it down.
Don't shoot it down. Let them just go over all our military bases. Nothing to see here. It's fine.
Just imagine staring. Oh, they'll make a loud noise, and my dog doesn't like when a balloon pops. Can I have some ice cream, please?
That's not a good look, man.
Oh God,
that was the questions. It's so funny. When you hear that, they're like, oh, yeah, Trump, they're giving him softball questions or something, right? I heard they were asking Biden what kind of ice cream he was eating.
Yeah.
I mean, can you get more softball than that? What are we talking about?
And he still struggled to answer.
Chocolate. I like chocolate.
Oh, man. Oh, I mean, it's not funny, but I guess it kind of is now. But we're looking at the congressional hearings. You got his doctor there. You got like today, or I think it was yesterday, actually, Joe Biden's top aide was called in, and he pleaded the fifth on every single question.
The aide or the doctor?
Both.
I know the doctor did.
The doctor did too.
The aide did too.
And now the aide did. So what is the aide afraid of?
Well, the aide is afraid of being the president for the last 4 years.
Well, yeah, maybe. But still,
that's what the aide is afraid of.
But he wasn't elected. So, I mean, as far as I know, the aides don't swear an oath. And that's where the Democrats are. When you swear an oath on the Bible when you're elected into any office, I mean, even it's committee. When I was elected to committee, I said, oh, man, on the Bible, and swore an oath. Defend the Constitution. They didn't defend the Constitution. The ones that were elected did not defend the Constitution whatsoever. His whole entire cabinet should be under like some kind of RICO, and because they didn't do it. They all knew how he was. Yeah. They're all complicit with it.
And they should have went ahead and what? The
vote the 25th. Yeah. And they didn't do it because they want to keep the power. They want to keep it going. And they didn't do their duty as an elected official. They broke their oath to the Constitution, and they left America vulnerable. That's why I think it's worse than Watergate. And leaving all these people in, the illegals in, especially the ones that murdered people like Laken Riley, Jocelyn Lingori, Rachel Warren, and all. It's like Yeah, so people did die. I mean, and it almost it crippled the country, but it almost took it down. I mean, luckily, Trump did get in, and people with level-headed minds that want to grow the economy and all that stuff and make America great again got in. But it's not over yet. We need people like you and Jack Brannigan. Jack Ciattarelli needs to win this. Jack, man, you got to get out there and do something really, really spectacular.
It's not just look. Jack is going to be very important, right? Ciattarelli, he has to win because Mikey Sherrill, doesn't matter what happens, she's going to veto everything, do whatever. But the other side of this is that assembly. I mean, we need to start getting more Republicans in these areas. I think we got to swing 12, 13 seats at least in the assembly to take control of that. Because I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, we have to have a sweep. We have to have the same thing like Trump has going right now. We need the House, we need the Senate, and the presidency. We need Assembly, Senate, and the presidency. We need that here.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we want to actually make these sweeping changes and make New Jersey affordable, safe, and allow the people the opportunity to thrive. I mean, that's what we have to do because right now it's so hard just to survive.
Yeah, you're right.
People can't afford to live here anymore.
Yeah, and the Democrats are so up in arms about cutting that $9 billion in spending, the Doge cuts. Well, I mean,
Could have been more than that. I mean,
been.
that's an embarrassment in itself, but at least it's something, I guess.
Yeah, but at least it's something that can be voted on to pull out and won't be spent, period. It's something that's up in the air. At least it's something voted on to come out. But they're still up in arms about that. I mean, $9 billion. And, I was listening to Senator Ron Johnson the other day, and I was thinking about it too, how he put it. $9 billion is like a trillion. Well, what do you say? We're 7,000 billion in spending over the next couple years. 7 trillion, spending package. So 7,000 billion. We're only looking at 9 billion just to cut.
Yeah,
It's like 1%
or something.
It's like I mean, we got to take it where we can get it. I mean, but we're up in arms over something that small because they're cutting it out of USAID, all their little pet projects, no more Queer Elmo and wherever, and whatever else that they were doing over there. They had all their pet projects sending.
I remember hearing this some high-ranking African gentleman. I don't ask me who he was, but I remember hearing him. He said, in a video, he was talking about, America is trying to import LGBTQ over here to us. China's coming over here and trying to import militaristic, academies and whatever, right? Teaching warfare. Who do you think we're going to go with?
Yeah, exactly.
Who do you think we're going to go with? Because, I mean, there's one thing that helps us and one thing that, it doesn't do much.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, all we got to do is just keep on fighting. Make sure you guys get out there and vote. I know we're going to hear it and hear it and hear it until.
But we're going to keep
November.
talking about it. That's it. That's the most important thing. Mail-in ballots.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be afraid of them. Like you say, you can check them, make sure that they were received and all that. So don't be afraid of them, mail-in ballots, so you don't get stuck one day when on election day.
It's raining out. Yeah. It's something, traffic jams, the machines don't work. Whatever that they're going to throw at us. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Whatever they're going to throw at us, if your vote is already cast and mailed in, and it's good to go. Look, Republicans do not like mail-in ballots. I understand that, but we have to play their game in order to change the rules.
Absolutely, 100%. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to see what happens in November. I mean, I'm hoping that Republicans come out to vote. Especially in New Jersey anyway, especially because it is a gubernatorial race. So this is a governor's race right now. So a lot of people should come out in New Jersey. And hopefully that gets a lot of Republicans out because we want the Republican candidate to win, obviously.
Yeah, independents, man. Listen, if you guys want a future for your children, there's only one way to vote. Unfortunately, I mean, I hate to say it. Maybe down the road we can, once we start fixing some things again, we can get back to procedure as normal, but for right now, there's really only one, form of candidates, one set of candidates that want to make anything better for you.
And it's if you just want to deal with it in simple math, I mean, you look at the inflation rate is stopped. It's where it's supposed to be. It's around the 2%. The job numbers are going up. the investments coming to this country are going up. Gas prices are going down. I mean, I don't know, our electric bill just went way up in New Jersey. I'm sure everyone's out there feeling that. So I know you and Jack are working on that. You got a couple ads out there about it too.
Yeah.
But
Well, look, I would love to get in, and keep in touch with Justin Barbera, trying to get some of his, out of the box thinking on those ideas and see if we can get that to Jack Chittarelli and see if that, moves his needle at all. Because, I'll tell you, man, listen, we got to start thinking outside the box to come up with new ideas to build this back up.
yeah, I mean anything, but you're seeing it because and all the independents out there and the common sense, I call them the Reagan Democrats, you realize that your kids, they're probably living with you and they're of age to move out, but they can't because they can't afford a house. They can't afford the interest rates. They can't even buy a car. It's still super expensive, and
I would love to move out of where I'm staying right now. I need an actual house, with a yard.
Yeah.
I look at the prices right now. I'm like, my God, who can afford these?
yeah, I know.
I mean, the cheapest ones you can find is like $350,000.
Yeah,
And these are houses that were $150,000 4 years ago.
you're right. You're right. I mean, they are expensive. I mean, look at the insurance too. Homeowners insurance went up. Mine doubled in the past couple of years. I mean, car insurance tripled in the past year.
Every 6 months I watched that money go up.
Yeah.
The price of that.
So I mean, well, that's a good time to try to pay the bills here.
Well, here we go.
All right. So today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Exclusive Cleaning Services, where they take cleaning to the extreme. They do home cleanings, stuff like that. So if you want exclusive cleaning services to come and clean your home, it's a very good price. You do it daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or just one time. You can contact Exclusive Cleaning Services at 267-978-4745 or email at exclusivecleaningservices83@gmail.com. Exclusivecleaningservices83@gmail.com. And one more time, the number is 267-978-4745.
Where we take clean to the extreme.
So, but yeah. Got to pay the bills.
Hey, man, that's right. Listen, I was sitting at work earlier today, and I had somebody come up and say, "Oh, was that you on the phone? You have such a wonderful telephone voice." I said, "Oh, like it was made for radio." I'll take it.
Yeah, it's not bad. So, what, did they know you were on the radio? Or
No, I didn't say. Look, sometimes you can get the feeling. Sometimes you're like, I don't know if I should pop that one off. But
yeah. So, but I don't know. I keep wanting to just keep bashing the Democrats and what they do. Like they just don't care. I mean, I hate. I don't want to have I hate having the negative shows. I like to say on the positive stuff, but I just got to point it out today. It just irked me with that Epstein thing because I knew that he didn't care. It was just to divide more. And you look at what happened in Texas. That really irked me too. I mean, I was really PO'd about that. All the kids that died, and then the Democrats coming out saying, "Oh, it was all Trump's fault because of, the USA, but cutting the spending." Weatherman, yeah, that's what.
Yeah, the only job you can get wrong and still have a job.
Yeah, and blame. It's like you're really going to stand on the graves of dead children to get a vote. You know what I mean? To divide people more, that's.
Well, I'll tell you, man. The one thing that hurt me, right? Going back to the Epstein thing, Trump coming out and calling half his base stupid. I mean, that's not smart.
No, I know.
What kind of business model you're subscribing to, but I don't think that one works.
No, of course it doesn't.
Now, I'm not throwing. Listen, I voted for Trump. I'm sitting right here. I'm going to continue to defend Trump. But when he does things like that, it's like, my guy, please.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course you got to call. Listen, voting for Trump don't mean everything he says is gospel. I don't agree with some stuff that he does, but I agree with the majority of stuff he does. I know that he was better than Biden, better than Kamala Harris.
100%. And that's you'll see that on X too. Oh, well, is this what you voted for? It's like, well, listen,
yeah,
I voted against Kamala, right? Like there was no way that she was going to be the president, in my mind, because we would have had more of the same. Another 4 years of Biden.
Yeah, and you're not going to get 100% of what you want. I mean, that's impossible.
But like you said, man, listen, you listed a lot of the good things he's doing. I don't want to get that lost, either with the negativity, right? I mean, right now, I think they just came out and said we had a net negative immigration.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's good news.
Yes. Mhm.
You know, I mean, we put the plug in. All right, now we just gotta sort through all the nonsense. He was talking about firing Jerome Powell. How do you feel about that one?
Well, I think he backed off it. Like, you know how Trump does it. He throws it out there and then he brings it back, throws it out there, brings it back, you know. And
He's always going after Jerome Powell.
yeah, he does. Because, I mean, I don't think, listen, as much as I want him to drop the interest rates like right now, yeah, a little bit. Don't slash him because the economy's going pretty good right now. It's holding steady. You don't want to hurt the economy. Like, you see the stock market. Because even when he first said that, like, not firing him, but well, maybe he'll just quit himself because this and that, like, kind of insinuated.
He
it.
came out. He's like, "Nope, I ain't going nowhere."
Yeah. So, but he didn't say he was going to fire him. But when he insinuated a little bit, you saw the hit in the market, but then realized it's Trump, and then whoop, it went right back up, and now it's going up and up.
You
and
think
up.
that was deliberate?
Well, probably. Who knows? He likes.
I know. He's all over the place, man.
He does the weave.
Yeah, he does the weave.
Yeah.
I love the weave.
Yeah. I mean, just the other day. I mean, just think about it. Then this is definitely what I voted for because he was talking about just wealth in general. And getting the economy good, and he was talking about making America rich again and all that. And he's like, yeah, he was giving a speech, and he's like looking down, like he's actually looking at the notes, like it's part of his speech, but it wasn't. And he just pops up. He goes, I was telling a friend of mine, people that are real wealthy, he's like, and they're not very good looking at all. They have these beautiful wives. And he said, but the second they're not wealthy, and wives are going to be gone because they see you later. He said, I know a lot of friends that aren't very good looking. They're ugly people with beautiful eyes. And he just points it and he goes, you know what I'm talking about? Like he's pointing at somebody. Whoever that guy was,
He was clearly some ugly guy sitting on the ground.
Yeah, he just said it just like that. He's like, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And I just started cracking up. It was so funny. Like because he is an entertainer at the same time. He knows that he's messing around and saying that stuff. But at the same time, he's kind of half serious, So it's hard to, when he's in the moment, it's hard to.
That's how you capture people, though, bro. Is being an entertainer.
Yeah.
And having that personability to you.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can go ahead and bring people in and have them understand what it is that you're trying to talk about.
Yeah.
Explain it in such a way that they're like, I could hang out with that guy. He's just like me.
Yeah. And
That's what I try to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I have that in spades, but that's just me.
Well, even it was it might have been like 2 months ago when they were talking about Ozempic or one of those, shots.
GPLs or
yeah. So, and he's like, when he was talking about,
which are horrible, by the way.
yeah. But he was just talking about medicine, how we overpay for it in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I was talking to a friend of mine. He's, he's a fat guy. He's fat. And he's like, and here he's taking the fat shot. And he's like, and he goes over to Europe. He said, it tells me how much it is over there. He said, I'm paying pennies on the dollar for it here, and he's taking the fat shot. He said, I don't know if it's going to work or if it's good for him or not, but he likes the fat shot. He's taking the fat shot. And the way he explained it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just
because normal people can understand that.
yeah.
You start using big words, they're like, wait, what?
Yeah. So, but there's other names for it. I just know the Ozempic. I know there's other names. I can't even pronounce them.
There's Manjaro and something else. Yeah, there's a couple of different ones. But, you just got to be careful with those things. Look up the side effects. I mean, some of them can cause gastroenteritis. That's one of them big words. A paralyzed stomach. You take one of those, your stomach stops working. It goes ahead and can take your pancreas and increase the size of it. Right? I mean, it's I don't know. I like holistic medication, to be perfectly honest with you. I'd like to see it come back to that.
I'm with you there. We're going to have John Richardson on next Thursday.
I know. I can't.
Well, after this show, we're going to the podcast. It'll be on at 7:30, so we'll go to the other studio after the show, and we're going to have John Richardson on. He's got a whole different way of medicine and natural stuff. I don't want to give it away and let him talk, but you can look him up in the meantime. But yeah,
Richardson Nutritional Center, I believe. In California.
California. Yeah, the only thing I have against him is he lives in California. But yeah. But if he can withstand it,
it's such his life. Look, a lot of people say the same thing about us because we live in Jersey.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm still gonna bust his chops about that. Well, how's Gavin Newsom doing for you out there?
Yeah. I was just watching. I like to watch Timcast. They just had a guy running for mayor out there against him. Well, I don't think he did run, right? Is he turned out?
Who's that?
Newsom.
Oh, for governor? Yeah, he's turned out. He's going to run for president.
Yeah, he just had another guy that was out there running. So it was a good watch.
Yeah. Well, for governor, who's
a British guy.
Oh yeah, no, he's on Fox News all the time.
Okay, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
he's the Republican.
I can't think of what his name is right now.
Yeah, I forget. He's on Fox News a lot. Hey, he's a good guy. I like what he has to say. And he's gonna be running against Kamala Harris. And I forget who else. There's somebody else that
Nothing like the word salads. You know, I kind of miss them. I kind of miss seeing the word salads a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. In a way. Well, well, I don't mind him now because I know she's not gonna be speaking on behalf of me.
Well, that's fair.
You know, if she's gonna be speaking on behalf of me, then now I'm really worried about it. But now I don't mind him because I just look at him like, wow, what did she just say? And he had that one podcaster, I forget his name, but he came out and he's like, yeah, she came on my podcast and he's like, we had to scrap the whole thing. He's like, I said it to her team and they agreed or didn't want to air it. And he goes, I didn't want to be the one to tank the campaign and put it out there. So I just let it go. He said, I could talk about it now because she lost. He said, but it was horrible.
Well, they were making studios, you know, like 100K or something, like million, like making fake studios. They looked just like the People's Show so that they could come there and they could control it.
Yeah, was that one podcast? Was it Who's Your Daddy or not Who's Your Dad? It was something along that lines.
Like, Call Me Dad.
Call Me Dad. Oh, yeah, something like that. And yeah, she could have just flew out there, went in there. They made a studio replicate exactly what this lady's studio looked like, so she could do it there. And they spent like $300,000 on it. But I'm in construction. I looked at it, I'm like, man, I could have did that for
$10.
Quarter of the price, you know. They spent a lot of money, but it had $1 billion, over $1 billion coming into their campaign.
Man, how do you lose all that money? You just waste it. Here's $1 million. Do you just say you endorse me? Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Don't worry, buddy. Beyonce's gonna do a concert.
Yeah. Beyonce walks out. So, well, I'll see you. And then and all the crowd's disappointed. They did it twice, I think.
Yeah. You know, it's just you got to pay $1 million to have somebody's endorsement. I don't know, man.
Looks like we got a caller. Hey, caller, you're live on the air. What's your name? Where are you from? Hello? Are we on now? I don't hear him, Norm. Caller, I don't know if you're still on, but we can't hear you. If you want to try to call back, you can call back. So, anyway, she paid Oprah like was it $1 million or $2 million or something like that? Just to come out
something crazy.
Yeah, and Oprah's got a ton of money. I mean, you would think if Oprah really that's a dead giveaway right then and there. If Oprah Winfrey, who has a ton of money, really wanted Kamala Harris, who is a black woman,
did it for free.
But did it for free.
Yeah.
But she knew she was horrible. So she's like, well, you want me to put my name on the line for this? You're going to pay me $1 million. I mean, that's the way I see it. I mean, if she really believed in her, she's got plenty of money. She don't need any more. She would have just come and say, yeah, vote for her. I believe in her. But
I couldn't imagine just paying somebody just to say, yeah, you like me. Say, come on, man. Look, you like me, you don't like me.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
It's like paying to have a friend.
Yes. That is 100% correct, my friend. That's exactly what it is. You gotta pay somebody to be your friend. Man, what a lonely existence.
Oh, yeah, it is, man.
No wonder so many people are depressed nowadays, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody needs a friend, man. Get off the phone. Go off the, whatever. Go out and spend some time. Touch some grass. Enjoy your friends if you still have them because they didn't cut you aside because you're in a different tribe than they are nowadays. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Paying to have a friend. I mean, that's kind of what the left is like, because if you got to be on the same side. You either got to pay somebody. I mean, that's what they pay protesters. That's another thing, too. I don't know if you saw a break this morning. I forgot to write it down, the name of the company. It's like a professional company that you hire, and they'll send you protesters.
Wow, they're paying people for that now.
Yeah, and the guy was he was on the news, and he was talking about it. He turned down $20 million from wherever it came from because they wanted them to send protesters for whatever it was. Man, I caught it in the morning on my way to work, and I got to look it up. So I'm not Jersey sure on all of it.
So that's the new career path then, just be a professional protester. And they got that kid on Facebook. Oh my God, I can't think of what his name is right now, but he's been going around and exposing all the protesters.
He was on Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, what's his name? Oh my God.
Yeah, he was pointing out. I said, "Look at this lady. She was here," and then he asked her who's paying her. She said, "Oh no, I'm here," and she was wearing like a pro-abortion hat, and then she was at another ice riot, and he's like, "Look, she gets paid to go to
Nick something."
Yeah, it is Nick something, I believe. Yeah, I just saw him on Charlie Kirk.
Sorter? I don't think it's Nick Sorter. I think that's something else.
I'm not sure.
All right, my bad.
We'll have to look it up.
Anyway, yes, he's exposing all of them, and it's wonderful to watch.
Yeah, but this guy, he was a CEO of this company, and not hiding it. You know, he says, "Yeah, this is what my company does. They pay us for crowds. You know, even whether to go to a rally, like Kamala Harris paid a lot of people. Yeah, another thing, paying for friends. She used to bust people in from all over the place and pay them. You know, I remember seeing with the videos of people walking, oh, look at that license plate, not in here, not in this state, not in this state. All the buses just lined up, busting people in just to show a crowd.
And that's a Democrat thing again, man. Not to go back to the sides, but that's a Democrat thing. You don't see Republicans doing that.
No, they couldn't.
Trump came down to Wildwood with 100,000 people, and that was all legitimate. They showed up.
Dude, 100, dude. There had to be more. I was there. It was. 100,000 is not, dude. There was probably close to 1 million people there. It was like a sea of people.
The number I thought I saw was 100,000, but I could be off.
We'll have to look it up. I think it was more. I think it was more than that. I mean, I might be going over and above with a million, but it was the biggest rally I've ever seen.
Listen, I'd say 100,000 people is a pretty big crowd. I mean, I'm just saying.
Bigger than the football stadium.
You see what I mean? That's a pretty big crowd. I mean,
yeah. But yeah, it was.
But that's all organic.
Yeah.
It's all organic, and that's what it is, man. It's like, look, the people on our side, they're like, listen, we want something different, and if somebody's going to offer that, we're going to show up.
Yeah, and nobody paid those people to come there. No one promised a rock star, to give them the performance.
Well, they did. Trump's a rock star, baby.
Well, yeah, there you go. But yeah, but people showed up for it. But yeah, they will pay me. But anyway, back to this guy. He was just talking. He said, yeah. He's like, well, this is what we do. We pay for people pass to pay people to show up for crowds. Show up for whether it be a rally or whether it be a protest. And said somebody's offered us $20 million contract to get people to go to these different protests. And he said we typically do it, but there was something wrong with that. I just got to work. I had to cut it off, but I'm going to look it up. Next show we'll talk about it. But it was legit. And he was saying, yeah, I had to turn it down because of what wasn't. There's something wrong with it. Like he said, I'm not even going to go that. I'm not that immoral or whatever it was.
Wow.
So, and he turned down $20 million. So if you're out there right now listening, you can look it up yourself. I think it was on Fox this morning, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but you just look up the company.
Well, listen,
YouTube will probably bring it up.
If you're going to have at least some morals that you would turn down $20 million, like I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because we need to bring morals back, man. We need to make morals cool again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it should be. I mean, not everything's about money, but money's nice to have. It's nice when.
Yeah, but I'm not selling my soul for money, brother.
No.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If I can't get behind it, I'm not behind it.
So, but yeah, me either. So, all right, we got a couple minutes left. It looks like somebody's trying to call. I don't know if the phone lines are working, guys. So if you're trying to get through, I know last week. It was the station was like struck by lightning. So I know the phone lines were kind of screwed up. They were even screwed up on as early as Saturday. Because I remember when Steve was in here, it was hard to call him, couldn't hear. But oh yeah, and I want to say thank you to Steve Durio, by the way. Steve Durio, his show was from 9 to 11 on Saturday. Steve Durio show. Steve helped out tremendously with my sister with the fundraiser. We started to GoFundMe, and then he showed up. He did his radio show in Wildwood. We had a fundraiser for my sister in Wildwood. A lot of friends, family showed up and made the baskets and raffles and stuff. And she's raising money to go to Florida for that immunotherapy treatment from Pennies in Action that Steve got me involved with, and really good organization. They're finding different cures for cancer. It's kind of the last line.
Alternative therapies.
Yeah.
That's it right there, man. The stuff that they try to feed us isn't necessarily working. We need to try something different, and that right there I love to see, and I'm glad she was able to raise some money. He said she raised quite a bit.
So yeah, she raised almost enough because they figured it was going to cost her somewhere around like $20,000 just to fly to Florida every week.
Yeah. That's rough.
For therapy. And this is like the last ditch effort because, with chemo and proton therapy and double mastectomy, and then it metastasized to their bone marrow, and then it moved to her liver, and the tumors tripled in size last PET scan she had. And, just when I happened, Steve brought me the Pennies in Action. I heard Dr. Zanicki give that speech. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So I didn't, everyone knows the story. I videoed it and sent it to my sister. I said, check this out. And she was looking at a college for her daughter down in Florida, and she watched the video, and she looks up, and there's the Moffitt Cancer Center right there.
Yeah, that's right. I used to live over there, too. Yeah. Listen, man, I'll tell you what, and thank God for Donald Trump once again, the right to try.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's made possible because, you know, the bill that he put forth, the right to try, you know, and
Yeah, because none of it's approved yet. It's all new stuff, but it is proven that it has cured stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, which beforehand was incurable.
yeah, see, and
So-
that's it, man. Look, there's ways out there that we can go about doing it, but once again, you know, we've been stifled, you know, by company, you know, big pharma.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want competition. You know, it doesn't pay to cure things. You know what I mean? That's their business model.
Yeah.
And you know, we need more people that are able to come out there and try different things and you know, take initiative and you know, come up with different therapies and things like that. So it's lovely to see that, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's in her 4th week now. I don't know when they start looking to see if there's, I think it's after the 20-week trials when they test and see what happens. But I know it is a little bit taxing. For one, you got to fly to Florida every week.
Yeah.
You know, and the planes are so screwed up. I mean, cancel flights constantly, late
Yeah.
flights, and yeah, it's bad. She almost missed the one treatment. They stayed open late for her because, you know, that their flight was canceled, and then she had to go to another airport.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
Yeah, these are all things that we got to clean up and get control of, you know.
yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, at least a lot of good people out there, and thank you everybody that contributed to help my sister out. I mean, I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, very much. She does too.
Yeah, appreciate it. I wish I could have been there. Unfortunately, I was at work. You know, I got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, man, I'll be praying for it.
No, I appreciate it. So,
Absolutely.
but you just seen Steve down there. Steve he didn't plan on spending too much time on the beach. Did the radio show from down there, and he's wearing jeans and everything. And he came out on the beach. He's like, I think I'm the only one wearing jeans. I'm like, yeah, who wears jeans to the
Hey,
beach?
we're at the beach. Where's your man from?
I said, I got some Speedos in the trunk. He said, you don't want me wearing them right now.
Yeah, come on, man. Let the little Steve sign out.
Yeah, but he helped out a lot, man. Thanks a lot, Steve DiOrio. Steve DiOrio show
Steve DiOrio.
9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturdays, man. So, all right, people, we're running out of time. So, you want to hit up your website? Anybody you're going to be coming up? I know you were out handing out flyers again.
Always handing out flyers. I think we're hemmed up for the weekend. We'll see what next week brings us. I'm not sure, but any little concert, any little, you know, gathering that any of LD6 is having, me and Jack are usually out there handing out the flyers. You can check us out over on votejackandpete.com. You know, donate a little bit if you can. We'd appreciate it greatly. You can also check us out, Vote Jack and Pete, at Facebook. We're on Facebook as well. We got the Facebook page up there if you want to come over and see any of our positions or anything like that. You know, Jack has been building all this stuff. He's doing a great job. You know, I'm very lucky to have Jack in my corner over here. You know what I mean? As my tag team partner, because you know, like I said, I'm working and things like that as well, and he's taking a lot of initiatives. I'm just trying to fit in where I can and get everything rolling.
Yeah, you guys complement each other very well, though.
Yeah, agreed.
You do. And
Agreed.
so, but yeah. So I mean, good stuff. So
We do have some fundraisers coming up. We'll announce them sometime in the near future. We don't have 100 yet, so we want to make sure we get there first. But maybe next week we'll be announcing them.
yeah, because I know there's one. It's not locked in. It's coming up pretty soon. And
August
there's
the 13th is tentative where it's at right now.
And then there's another one in September that's on at the 2. Well, again, we'll announce them. So, all right. Well, we got a minute left, everybody. So, thanks everybody for joining in. Appreciate it. One more time, I'll go back to the sponsor, Exclusive Cleaning Services, where they bring clean to the extreme. That's daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or even one time. So you can call 267-978-4745 or email exclusivecleaningservices83@gmail.com. All right, everybody, we'll join you next week. And after our show next week is over, tune into the podcast. You'll see it on Facebook, on my X, and all that stuff. We're going to go and interview John Richardson, so it should be a good one. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
All right, bye-bye.
America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth. America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.